Alright, I'm playing more Why Am I Dead at Sea. Still talking to everybody with Garv. Getting him to interrogate them relentlessly, you know. Kayla, what made you decide to come out here on this boat? Well, I'm trying to finish writing a book. I wanted to go someplace I wouldn't have any distractions. Someplace new. This seemed like it fit pretty well. You could have gone anywhere. Why this boat specifically? I don't think I can give you a satisfying answer. There wasn't much reason to it. Biggest reason is that this was cheap. I don't have much travel money as it is. And what will you do when we land? Find the cheapest lodging I can and keep pounding out pages, basically. If I get sick of the place, I'll move. Eventually, I'll head back home. But yeah, those are my grand plans as such. Oh, it's so sad hearing this and knowing what Kayla's going through. Ugh. Most people have a solid reason for being here. Except you. Garv is such a jerk. But Kayla's dying, man. Don't do this. I'll still say it though, I want to hear what she says. Wow, is that suspicion I'm hearing? It is, Kayla, it is. Garv is very suspicious. Yes, I'm a bit of a drifter. Some people are that way. It doesn't mean anything. If I had ulterior motives for being here, I probably would have come up with a better story, you know? That's really fair. She's smart, Kayla. What do you think about the captain's situation? It's pretty bad. If Marcurio is right, that is, if she went overboard, we wouldn't be able to find her, find the cause of death, or the murder weapon, or anything. We can look for motivation amongst the passengers. You're right. Problem is, I don't really see it. From what I heard, the captain was brand new here. No one really knew her. I don't think she had much time to give people reason to kill her. Someone must have had means and opportunity. Wouldn't that be all of us? If we don't even know exactly when she disappeared, or how she was attacked, if at all, how can we narrow it down? You're not looking at the big picture. Why here? Why now? There must be something larger going on. What are you saying? You think she was targeted? If it was premeditated, it would have to be someone who knew her, prior to her even coming aboard. The timing and placement is very ideal. Do you think it's a coincidence? I don't know. I never thought about it that way. It's true, we don't know anything about what happened. If someone wanted the captain gone, they did a great job covering their tracks. But it still doesn't answer the question, why? That is one possibility, but premeditation and targeting are different things entirely. What are you saying? A murder was planned, but the captain wasn't being targeted? That would mean someone here... That's too dreadful to consider. I hope that's not true. I don't know what the implication was going on there. I guess that someone is just a random killer, I guess? I don't know. That they'd maybe have a reason, like a reason to kill, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what Garv is trying to say. I'm trying to say, you happy here? How are the wages? Criminal. Wages are criminal. Let's just leave it at that. On a related note, thanks for the tips. Anything helps. How much do you think the others make? I can only guess. Marcurio probably makes about as much as me. Alton, for whatever reason, makes actual money. Maybe that's because they think he's got other options. It's not fair, but there you go. Don't hate Alton. Please, Sue, don't hate Alton. He's so cool. Don't do that. You are awful. Have you ever wondered what the captain makes? Or made? Are you trying to imply something? Of course I've wondered how much she made. Obviously it had to be more than the rest of us. Oh, he's trying to say, you killed her for the wages or something, or for the money. But she didn't kill. 3,000% sure Sue did not kill the captain. Same goes for that strange first mate. But I'm sure it's all still modest money. Nothing I'd do anything dumb over. It seems like you're bitter over it. Well, yeah, you would be too. I don't even know what Alton or Ferdinand are doing most of the time. I don't think anyone else knows either. Any idiot can tell things are screwed up here. Interesting, this is still white, but I've already questioned— oh, no, I haven't. Do you have any alternate form of revenue? Alternate forms? I'm not sure what you mean. There's tips, I guess. Other than that, I can't say I have any other source of income. You liar, you steal people's stuff. I'm glad that Garv is noticing that, or at least is suspicious of that. He's casting suspicion everywhere, though, so he probably doesn't know anything concrete, but she definitely has other sources of income. What kind of things does an employee key open around here? That's a strange question, to say the least. Regular employees don't have much extra access to the ship. Only the captain and first mate are given access to all utility rooms and compartments. We're given keys that correspond to our responsibilities on the ship and nothing else. You wouldn't have access to the cabinets in the pilot house, though, would you? Well, sure. That's where returned keys are placed, so we all need access to them. Otherwise, how could we hand back keys to the ship? What does that mean for the other employees? You were really interested in this, aren't you? Well, whatever. Marcurio gets access to the kitchen supplies and food. Alton gets access to the electronics and so on. Ferdinand has access to pretty much all utility closets and whatever doesn't belong to the passengers. I get nothing special, because I'm just the waitress. Satisfied? Interesting. I think he's implying that she stole— because they all, like, I guess put their keys back in the same location. I guess he's implying you stole somebody else's key, which she kind of did, like the skeleton key. I don't know if that's the key that— I don't know if he knows about it. He seems to know a lot more than he lets on. How's your pay? Are you happy here? He's asking a lot of, tricky questions. I'm interested in this. Pay's not good, but I manage. Working here has its advantages. The lack of passengers here means I often have the kitchen all to myself. I may still be on my work hours, but I have time to do my own stuff. Study, practice. At least, as far as our meager supplies and ingredients allow me to. You haven't thought of another job? What? Are you offering me a job or something? Unless you own a restaurant, I'm not interested. Sure, I'd like to get out of here and work somewhere classier, but that's easier said than done. You've never thought about forcing the issue of a raise to the captain? Ah, forcing, that's a good choice of word there, man. Good as in bad. What exactly are you getting at? Yeah. I'm not crazy about my pay, but that's a secondary concern to me. What are you expecting people are going to say, Garv? You come at them with something that sounds like they've killed the captain, and of course they're going to respond like, oh, of course not. What, are you crazy? You're not going to get anything out of this, man. I don't think. But whatever. I would never do anything stupid just for cash. Everyone has their price. Maybe, but mine is pretty high. What was your opinion of the captain? Honestly, she seemed a little clueless. About how the ship works, sure, but also about everything in general. She had some weird ideas about how to improve the ship that were just strange. Not sure why someone so bright-eyed became captain of a ship I thought it said ship pile for a second. I'm gonna continue to say the ship pile. Became captain of a ship pile like this in the first place. Oh, I can say something different now. Exclamation point. But, weird ideas? Would you say that they were ideas that had to be stopped? Oh, he's just going on about it, isn't he? Goodness, man. Can you imply any more people? You even implied Kayla. Come on, that wasn't nice. Anywho, I hope you're trying to be funny with that veiled accusation. It was barely veiled. Come on. It's not like I ever cared one way or the other about her stupid ideas. In fact, if they worked, which they weren't going to, it would only benefit me. But no kind of management could make this an actual successful cruise ship. You don't seem very cut up about her disappearance. Hey, I feel bad about this situation. Everyone does. But making a show of it doesn't help anyone, least of all the captain. It's also not like I can do anything about it. I'm not a cop, and I don't solve murders. I'm just the cook. I see. You're just going to keep your head down and wait things out. Smart. Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't have expected a geezer like you to understand that. I've seen people die for having the wrong friends or stick up for the wrong person. I learned a long time ago to mind my own damn business. There's no point acting like a hero. I'm trying to censor myself. I apologize for just swearing there. I'm just trying to do my job here. Oh. I was kind of expecting that. I did get the exclamation point, but now I can control Marcurio. Interesting. I still have a couple more people to talk to, I think. At least one person, right? I talked to Elton. I just want to talk to Daryl real quick, and then I'll take over Marcurio. Interesting what he said, though. I almost trust Marcurio now. I don't, but I almost do. Just because he, said, like, keep his head down, try not to think about it. That sounds like something an irrational person would do. I'd probably do that myself, if I was on a murder ship. Oh, goodness, it's getting late. I wonder if that's me progressing, or if that's just, like... I doubt this game actually follows time. I guess that's progress I'm making. That's pretty sick, though. Sundown. What brought you on board this ship? I wanted to get away for a while. Get away from what? We know what. We know what. Away from home. Away from work. Away from some memories. Away from everything, actually. But why here specifically? Because it's the last place anyone would come looking for me. Interesting. And why are people looking for you? I didn't exactly say people were looking for me, but nice try. Yeah, Garv, come on. When people notice I'm gone, and if they decide to look for me, they wouldn't think of this place. That's all I meant. What are your thoughts about the captain's disappearance? I don't have any thoughts on it. It's terrible, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's the world I find myself in. What about justice? What about the truth? I already know the truth, that there is no justice. I should know. I'm a lawyer. Nothing will bring her back. And knowing the truth is one thing, but making sense of it is another. Do you have any ideas who did it, or why? To be honest, we don't even know if someone did anything. Why are we ruling out suicide? But to answer your question, assuming it was murder, I have absolutely no idea who the culprit would be. Interesting. I didn't know he was a lawyer. I didn't learn too much, though. Other than I tend to zone out on, talks with people I don't suspect, and I definitely don't suspect Daryl. Don't know why I fully trust him, but I kind of do fully trust him. Anywho, let me leave Garv for now, and take over Marcurio. Leave the kitchen for once. But also, I want to look into... he's got a different music. I want to look into the cupboards a bit, because someone could confront him about that sort of thing, and I'm curious what it was. It's the cupboard I use for all my non-spoilable ingredients. A little too small for my needs. Open it. Looks the same as it did the last time I checked it. Top shelf? Shelf is crammed with bottles of cooking oil and various sauces. At the back of the shelf is a small box with the word insurance written on it. Ooh, what's this? Open the box. Inside the box are various handwritten notes. They all have vague instructions regarding dropping off items or supplies. One note has instructions for leaving the boat's docking ramp out overnight before the ship is disembarked. In each case, few specifics are given, but a payment for these services is referenced. Keeping these around hasn't done me much good. If I can't figure out who sends the notes, I have no leverage, period. Okay. This is why I guess I'm suspicious of Marcurio. Or this is, I guess, what I'm getting at in my suspicions. He, is definitely doing some shady stuff. And that's why I think the ship is heavier. Like, in the captain's journal, it said something about the ship being heavy, sinking a little bit, looking heavy. I think he's smuggling something. But that doesn't mean he's the murderer. But I still suspect him. Middle shelf. The middle shelf is the largest and contains all sorts of grains and starches. Bottom shelf. On the bottom shelf are miscellaneous supplies like plastic wrap and parchment paper. There's several paper forms with different tables of information. Investigate the forms. I don't know why it's gray, but investigate them, yeah. The forms all have tables counting the kitchen stock. this much grain, this much chicken, and so on. It's not very interesting to read through. Several papers in, there's writing with red ink everywhere. Numbers are crossed out and other numbers are written over them. These ledgers are almost completely inaccurate. I will be coming to check the kitchen stock more often from now on. That was the captain for you. Always so diligent. What did she care if a little food went missing here and there? I'm worried that Marcurio is the killer. Because if the captain was going into his stuff, especially looking at here, he would have been like, oh, she found out I'm smuggling drugs or something. And then I have to kill her now, so she doesn't, suspect. There's a stove here with 4 burners. The stovetop looks brand new, but the dials show some use. Sink is impeccably clean. It even seems to give off a faint glow. What's here? My trusty old fridge. I have to use every inch of this thing or I run out of room. Looks like nothing's been tampered with. Good. Left door drawers? Left door is lined with condiments and jars of spoilable content. There are some gaps where it seems some items used to be. The shelf also smells of alcohol. When you lean in closer, the odor is quite powerful. Right door? The right door contains all sorts of dairies and beverages. There isn't much noteworthy about it. The main compartment of the fridge is jam-packed with all sorts of foodstuffs. It oddly manages to be extremely tidy despite this. There's a curious number of empty plastic bags, however. Some of the food has been used up way before expiration. Huh. Interesting. Loving the music here. But I have to say, I think I'm gonna cut it here. I do apologize. But, yeah. I need to sleep at some point, so I'm gonna quick save. Making great progress, though, I have to say. Unlocking a ton of characters. Getting new perspectives and everything. Definitely right now, main murder suspect. Definitely Marcurio. So, yeah. Anywho, that's it.